Hashtag no music, no intro. We are unfortunately back. An emergency episode of the Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. um, hey, what fuck, fuck's sake?
Always some shit, bro. Always something.
The reason we're having this emergency podcast is the news came out on Sunday regarding Erik McCoy potentially being out for the season with the torn pectoral muscle. I had heard that Kendre that same day was probably going to be out for the season as well. Shared that with our Discord. Didn't know what the injury was, and then it comes out yesterday, confirmed Kendre Miller, running back of the Saints, is out for the year with a torn ACL. And SBP presented to you by Precious Works LLC. We had to hop in and talk about it. This is not going to be a very long episode. This is an emergency podcast, but boy, you talk about a dark cloud of the team had their worst loss of the season. Like, to me, that's the worst loss of the season. I know the Seattle game was bad too, and you can argue that they came back and fought back and it got close because at one point it was 14-20 after that third quarter touchdown. But just in regards to the mood and the vibe and everything regarding the team, you're sitting at 1-6. You're one of your better offensive linemen, and the offensive line hasn't been that great this season, but one of your better offensive linemen has another injury where he's going to be gone for the season. I think this is his third year not being able to finish a season. And then Kendre Miller, who had like kind of like a redemption arc in terms of like coming back and showing some promise. And then it's like, I don't say this jokingly, like, but like we said on the recap pod, I was like, oh, he saw DA and had PTSD. So, and the injury bug came out of nowhere. And so he's going for the year. They signed Bayless Jones to the active roster. They added Audric Estime to the practice squad. Woo!
Sucks, man. Sucks. Because, I mean, those were two of, like, the few shining players on the team, especially on offense. Like, the few positive marks. Not a lot of positive marks on this team. One positive, I watch the film every week. Erik McCoy, dog. Just a dog every week. Just steady, smart, physical. Just don't have to worry about him. Like, every time I watch him, I'm like, man, thank God we have Erik McCoy. Then Kendre Miller. We joked on him, clowned on him for years. Finally put it together this year. Even with a rickety offensive line, a rickety run game, was producing, showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy for him. Honestly, I was happy for him. I was happy.
All of us were.
All of us were, bro. All of us. And, barely 2 snaps in the last game, and he goes out with an ACL, season-ending injury. This is not his final year. Next year is his final year, I believe.
Right.
Yes. Yes. But he was in a critical year in his career, like critical. And to have ACL injury at this time just throws everything out of whack. So for him, that just sucks. So I'm sorry for him. And for the Saints, it sucks because one, you already had a struggling run game. Kendre Miller was like one of your few, positive additions because he could get yards that wasn't there, that wasn't blocked.
Right.
So now you're depending on AK, who looks still a good player, but he's not the tackle breaking machine he used to be, especially just like in pure run game situations. And we saw how this offense falls apart when Erik McCoy leaves the offense. We've seen it. Like it's terrible. And we hope it is not like a repeat of like last year where just the dominoes just fall once he leaves. But it just sucks because he's a huge part. And it's an offensive line that's pretty much has struggled. Like the pass blocking. Like Spencer Rattler is like one of the 5th most pressured quarterbacks in the league, even though he's one of the most quickest passers in the league. So that should tell you.
And maybe I've missed like the news in terms of how they're going to, shuffle the offensive line. I don't know if that is Cesar Ruiz moving back to center and then you have maybe Radens at right guard. I don't know if they go the Luke Fultner route and just keeping Reeves at right guard. I don't know which one it is. But what, like, I just think long term for this team, like with a player like Erik McCoy and these injuries, like the Saints have. I don't want to talk about it in these terms, but I just have to be real about it. Like, they have a decision to make at the end of the season on Erik McCoy.
They really do.
He hasn't. I think this is his third season in a row where hasn't finished it because of injury, and they have to look at it in terms of, like, do we need to get another center on the, like, an actual center on the roster that's going to be an actual starter, because comparatively to what his salary is every year versus the games played, it seems very similar to a Teron Armstead type of situation.
Right. I want to say he's missed like something like 26 or 27 games in his career. Like, that's just hard. It's hard. And I was watching all 22, and I watched the play he got hurt. Just a whole hum play, Jim just stretching out for a block. And it just, I don't know, man. Like, it just sucks, I'm trying to look at his contract. So final year is 2027, but it looks like he has a $17 million cap hit next year. You're going to eat, with Saints contracts, you're going to eat dead money. But you could get out of that contract next year, and it's not going to be something the Saints haven't dealt with in the past. And I hate to talk like that when the guys just had a season-ending injury, but it's just a fact, man. Like, the Saints got to start thinking about those type of things,
And another shout out to our dude Luke's in the chat for the fantastic YouTube graphics he's been helping us out with. It's been
holla at Luke. Need them thumbnails. Holla at Luke.
AKA Salsa Verde. They're going to have to be looking at potentially replacing the center, and the running back room was an issue even before Kendre's. Like, we have been talking about them needing to add a running back. I don't know, man, for a long time. For a long time now. And the thing that gets me, I wanted to pull up these quotes by the Saints GM Mickey Loomis. I'm guessing he was on WWL. And he said, this is Captain Terrell kind of recapping what he said. Yeah, it was WWL. It was tonight, 2 hours ago. When asked on his thoughts on the season so far, he said, it's hard to get by the record, right? Particularly if you're a fan of the team and you have a lot of passion. Being 1-6 isn't very much fun, and it isn't fun for us either. Loomis said that he didn't expect to be 1-6, but recognized in a lot of ways that this would be a developmental year. He said there's been a lot of good things, but it's hard to look past the results, especially if you're a fan of the Saints.
He gonna call back to his look past the results comment. Like, I see you, Mickey. I see you.
Try to turn it around.
I see you, bro. I see you. We think we ain't stupid, bro. I see what you're doing.
No.
I see you.
He tried to do the Denzel gif from Equalizer where he turned the gun around. Turn the gun around, bro. I guess here's where I stand with statements. We did and I get it. You're supposed to be optimistic if you're a football person and you expect your team to be good. We did the schedule breakdown. At this point in the season, I had the Saints winning 2 games, which would have been the Giants game and the Pats game. And I don't know how many games you had them winning. Maybe 3, maybe 2 or 3. So they're like, at least for like when I did win and loss, they're 1 win less than where I had them.
they're about where we thought. I don't know. It's like,
and the thing about the Bears game, that was the healthiest they had been in a super long time. Like almost
oh
everyone
yeah,
was healthy and good to go, bro. So like now it's like you can't lean on the injuries. It's just this is the team. This is the
yeah,
team.
and I think that's the most disappointing part is once you get to October, you want to see that your team is kind of rounded in the form and starting to play. Starting to play some pretty good ball, and they've shown glimpses. They've shown glimpses. They beat the
They have
Giants.
they have
They went toe to toe with the Patriots, Patriots looking like. I mean, we thought they were going to be a lapdog coming into the season, but the Patriots are looking like a legit good team. You know what I'm saying? And they went toe to toe with them. But it's just they're so thin. They're not good. They're just not a good team, bro. Not a talented team. Not a well executed team. Not a kosher operation. They're not consistent. They're not physical. Have no identity, like you talked about, bro. Have no identity. Nothing like we've been saying for years now. Since Drew Brees, number 9, and Sean Payton left. There's nothing to hang their head on. Nothing. Nothing they can say. The Saints are this.
nope.
It's nothing. You can't say nothing. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what the Saints are.
If you're listening to this, go back and we posted a SBP Reloaded episode. Apologize for the sound quality because this is before we kind of glowed up. It was the Saints Bucks game from, I believe it was Halloween from the 2021 season. That was the game that Jameis started, gets hurt by Devin White. Trevor Siemian comes in. The Kevin White, who are these guys, play, and the game essentially is sealed with a PJ Williams pick 6 of Tom Brady. And you go back and I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I just listened to a little bit. The joy and excitement came from us, and I was completely sloshed. I think I had like 3 cut waters, bro. Like I was gone. And I said it on the podcast. I said this is like the peak. This is the peak. That was 4 years ago.
Haven't reached that peak since.
I said on the podcast that was a top 5 Sean Payton win. To still win that game with Trevor fucking. So at some point, we've been asking this for a while, the person who has been partly the architect of the team since 2021 without, yes, he's collaborated with Dennis Allen when he was the coach. He's collaborated with Kellen Moore now that he's the coach, but he's still the guy constructing the team. And if they're 1-6 and there hasn't been improvements, at some point he has to be held accountable for being bad at his job.
Who's gonna hold him accountable?
Oh, well, that would be the owner, but I don't know who knows what the fuck she's doing. No clue what she's doing.
And that's the thing. Like Mickey's on WWL talking about, can't get past results. Like, bro, like you are the architect of these results. Go look at the 2023 draft. Like, go look at that class. How's that class doing? Brian Bresee, fine. He's fine.
Fine.
Isaiah Foskey, gone.
Gone.
Nothing for the Saints. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Who else? Who's next?
Kendre Miller.
Kendre Miller, out for the season. Finally started to do a little something. Gone. Probably career might be, his own life support. Nick Salaverde.
Salaverde.
Done nothing. He's basically the offensive lineman version of Foskey, just more injured. Jake Haener. Not even a backup. Not even a backup in the league. Going to be a coach or something.
And A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry, gone. On the practice squad for the Broncos. And I guess Jordan Howden, was he in that draft?
Yes, he was.
Fine backup safety. That got 1 million of them in the league. That's your 2023 draft. The one that which reported by Adam, that you made majority of the picks. You, Mickey Loomis. and you wonder like about the 1-6, the results or whatever. Like you are the architect of it. You built this. Like old boy said on Snowfall. I built this brick by brick. That's you.
Except the bricks is like mud, bro. Like
Mud,
it's
bro.
not holding nothing up.
The
Shit just
foundation. The
crumble.
foundation. My bro, my pops, he he worked in construction all his life, like managing construction and all that stuff. And he used to preach to me constantly. Like he would just be riding around and he'll pull up to like a construction site or something. He'd be like, you got to look at the foundation. It's all about the foundation. If the foundation not right, I don't care how pretty the house look, everything gonna crumble. I'd be like, yeah, what are you talking about, man? But that stuff is still stuck with me to this day. Like the foundation has to be solid. And the Saints just got like a poor foundation, bro. And that goes back to Mickey Loomis. Goes back to him.
Let me tell you how bad things are. There are some Saints fans. Shout out to our dude Kevin, who's just a hot mess for pointing this out. There are some Saints fans that do not want the Saints to get a top 3 pick because they just feel that it's going to be wasted because of Mickey Loomis is going to draft poorly. Just think logically, how bad of a GM are you? Where in a 1-6 season, there are fans who like, man, I don't even want a top 3 pick. This nigga just gonna ruin it anyway.
You ruining a draft. Like, how you ruin a draft for niggas? Like, that's the one little, like,
The one
hope
thing,
where,
what?
like lottery tickets. Like, it's the one time you could just dream. You'd be like, oh, we just gonna get these great players. And, the one little time you could just live in your own little dreamland. And he robbed Denham. Like, we can't even be. Hell.
That's low down, bro. That is low down.
Oh, Jesus.
It'd be nice to have a joyful podcast. Just listen back to that podcast from 4 years ago.
Oh man, I listened to it too. It was like, wow, that was nice. That was nice.
Justin Cash asks, what is it going to take to get rid of Mickey Loomis, in your opinion? I don't know this for sure. I want to preface it by saying I don't know this for sure. But if they have a season essentially where they end up if they end up having 1 to 3 wins on the entire season, then I think a very strong conversation will be had.
Yeah.
Does that mean? I would hope so,
right?
I would hope so.
Like, damn. Like, you've had, Sean Payton years aside, you've had this 4-year building experiment, and you've gone, like, downward. You know what I'm saying? Like,
part of the problem is that, like, in those 4 years, like, they tried to just retool and reload for the first 2 seasons instead of, like, not saying that the things would be different, right? I don't want to say that it is because it probably wouldn't be. But if that developmental year rebuild started after Sean left in 2021, like maybe you're closer to looking like more of a respectable team. But because in those 2 years you hired DA, you signed Derek Carr, and you just tried to win the NFC, like this is the results of that, because it all goes back to not being able to self-scout your team.
Period.
That's
That's one of the biggest problems with this team. They constantly try to extend players and sign their own players to kind of self-gratify and show, hey, look, we're doing a good job. We scouting really good. We're developing players. Let's pay Jawan Johnson. Let's pay Cesar Ruiz. Let's pay Pete Werner. Guys like that. Paying them like extraordinary money. Like not deals, just extraordinary money. The point of signing players early is to get like a good deal. Like they're like, okay, let me get this guy cheap because if we need the market, he can. No, they're doing the opposite. They overpaying guys they don't have to overpay. Jawan Johnson's contract is horrible. Like that's a horrible contract. Horrible.
awful.
$20 million guaranteed, Adam. Like I'm not even tripping about like $10 million a year, which is too much. Don't get me wrong. But $20 million guaranteed where you can't even get out of it this year. You stuck with them for the next 2 years.
They're stuck.
You stuck with him, bro.
And the market for him, two teams that were interested in him besides the Saints in free agency were the Broncos and the Seahawks, and they were not going to remotely close pay him anything close to that. I can report
No
that. Like
way.
that is. Let me talk.
You don't need a report for that. Like that's just common sense.
Common sense, bro. We done seen the tape. The last two things. Speaking of self scouting, this was on the trade deadline. I don't know that we go in any particular philosophy. We've obviously been the subject of a lot of rumors. I'm assuming like he says he's assuming like he doesn't fucking know. Okay, bro. And we've gotten a few calls about different guys. They've gotten a lot of calls for quite a few players. Loomis said that they're not in the business of trading away good players unless the deal is too good to refuse. Everything is on a case-by-case basis. I think I'll just leave it at that, he said. That was Captain Terrell with her great tweets and reporting.
Shout out to Cat.
So the part in here that we're not in the business of trading away good players. Wolf, who are the good players on the team?
Ooh. I mean, you got your 2025 draft class. Put that to the side.
Yes,
put that to the side. Fuaga, whose knee ligament is hanging by a thread. Brian Bresee is fine. Brian Bresee leads the team in pressures and quick pressures right now.
Wow.
Which is why, like your defensive tackle is he's tied with Gradison for pressures. But like if you go look at the Broncos, Brian Bresee would be like 5th in pressures on that line. But he's leading us, you know what I'm saying? But Brian Bresee, I mean, even like Justin Reed, Reed is
stop it. No,
that contract looking like
it's looking bad, Wolf. It's looking bad.
I'm like, it's rough out here, bro.
Carl Granderson,
Chris Olave,
Rashid Shaheed. Like Chase Young gives you a lot of pressures.
Pressure King, boy. King pressure.
that's that nigga name, King pressure, bro.
It's like, and everybody you talk about is like, okay, he talking about getting a lot of calls. Like, I wonder if he has like a dose of reality when he's getting those calls where they like, well, I'll give you a 6th rounder for this and I'll give you a 6th rounder for Pete Werner. And I wonder if he's thinking like, damn, a 6th.
Like, we just extended him 2 years ago.
We just paid him $8 million, $12 million. I wonder if like that's how he self scouts. Like, let's see what people offer in trades.
Not that like when you drafted a linebacker this year when he's been on the field has played really well and really spot start. Like, it seemed like he potentially helps the run defense out, which is not great. It's been meh this year. I think it's a little improved over last year, but it's still meh.
Ooh, this last game though. Ooh.
Oh boy,
it was getting blown, gaping holes.
Can we speak to that real quick? Actually, let's take a quick break. Let's listen to our guy Bajan at Precious Works LLC, and then that's something I want to hit on just in regards to that emergency podcast episode. SBP reacting to Erik McCoy, Kendre Miller being out for the season. We'll be back right after this break. Yo, what up, Wolf? What are you looking at?
Man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheeks, bro.
In 2025? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out-of-the-box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plugin updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan set up Saints Block Party podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new, like a form or prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms, so no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, BIJON at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party sent you.
Oh, we are back. So just a couple of things as we wrap up this emergency pod. But you talked about this point of the Saints being dominated on the ground, going against the Bears. It's been on our radar. We're talking about this again. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the season. We talked about it a little bit in training camp. You brought it up. I brought it up. I tweeted it. Like, to me, this is like what you saw on Sunday. Caleb Williams did not have a good game. And so someone said in our Discord, like, if you took away the Spencer's like it's negative plays, like his turnovers, like he actually had a better game than Caleb throwing the ball. And I was like,
yeah,
and that's a weird thing to say,
weird,
but
it's true.
It's true. Anyway, that foundation, going back to your analogy of your pops, that foundation of being a team that's going to be physical and that being your identity, that starts in training camp. Like, that foundation is built in training camp practices. Are you practicing physical? Are you having like tough, gritty practices so that when the regular season comes, your offensive linemen, your running backs, like, that's just the mentality. You can't just turn it on. And maybe Kellen felt that because he had great success with the Eagles, and like, I don't know what it is. It's like, bro, like, they have a stud offensive line. They have stud offensive line. They had a stud running back. It's kind of made in the shade. You can't have that mentality just be like, oh, we're gonna go on 7-on-7 all throughout mini camp and all that, and then think it's just you're gonna turn it on when it's time to play football. That's not how it works.
No, we've seen that over and over again. Even back with the Sean Payton years, there was some years where they would have to make it a emphasis like on the run game, and you would see the difference in how they practice in training camp, in mini camp, and everything. They would make it like a very, very much an emphasis that we're gonna get this right. And some years they didn't, and you could see it on the field where the run game was just very meh, the blocking was meh, and just the overall physicality. And we saw that. We see out. It was what we was worried about all year, bro. Like taking these little breaks off for camp and going on little retreats and stuff like that, and then doing 7-on-7 in minicamp. I mean, they got no offensive line work, no real work. And I get it, you're not in pads and minicamp and stuff like that, but you could do something to instill physicality in minicamp. You have to think outside the box. You have to push it to the limit. Like, okay, if the rule stops here, let's push it all the way up to that rule, to the point where we might get a fine or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to keep pushing it. And he just kind of took the approach of like, oh, as long as I draw it up right and execute it, it'll be fine.
There it is.
Run game don't work like that, man. Run game is like want to. Run game is like I'm a man and I'm going to outman you. I'm going to physically overpower you. And it's just not instilled in this team. Like, it was obvious, bro. I was watching, man, the defensive line was like mauling the offensive line in this game, bro. Like, and you could just see it, bro. Like, just they're moving backwards, and you hate to see that because that's just physically dominant. And the same thing on the defensive line. So that just tells you it's happening in the trenches.
Both sides, in the trenches, bro. And that was before Erik McCoy got hurt. Like,
that was before. But then you come in like, oh, I'm with the Eagles. I'm focusing on the trenches. It's all about the offensive line. You select Kelvin Banks first overall, who's playing real well, by the way. But it's like you don't have the full understanding of how this works. I guess, like, I don't know. It's weird.
I just think it goes with his personality, bro. Like, if we just,
yeah,
I just think it does. Jake in the chat said, one of my mentors in the track world, the intensity you reach in specific prep is the performance level you can expect in the competitive part of the season.
Coach Jake be dropping that knowledge, boy.
Saints be paying attention. Reach out.
Hire Jake. Can you hire Jake? Shit.
Reach out. Someone said Dennis Allen's plan was to smash that offense in between the lines. He put two players on LR. You can tell this meant something to him. Bruh, if you're not a Patreon, patreon.com, Wolf has been doing stellar all 22 breakdowns of after each game. He just went up today his all 22 thoughts of the Saints offense. So become a Patreon or a YouTube member to get access to that. But to just give a little bit of a tidbit, DA had the defense prepped, and you could tell it, you could see it during the game. Like, you didn't need all 20, like you did, but like it was even more telling of all 22. He knew exactly what was going to come before it happened. Like, and his defenders were well coached in terms of taking everything away. So like, to me, that's one of the things as a football watcher and someone who's watched a lot of football in my life, that's why I want to see Kellen Moore make the adjustments. Like, you're seeing, okay, this is how they're playing my offense and my calls. I got to change the script. And you saw some adjustments on the long touchdown drive to Chris Olave in the half, and then so you saw some adjustments, but to me it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And so I'm not saying, there's some days where I feel like I'm out on Kellen Moore as head coach, and there's some days I'm like, it's his first go around, like blah blah blah. Yeah. It's delicate, but the things that annoy me, I just don't know if those are things that are fixable. When things look like they're going down the drain on the road and the team looks unprepared, like someone pointed out to me, is like, and I get it, but like the person that kind of calmed the team down and kind of talked was Doug Nussmeier. It wasn't Kellen Moore. It just got my antennas up. I was like, bro, you the head coach, bro.
The head coach, man. Like, like that right there is just, I don't know what to make of it. You know, some say you don't need to be that type of coach, but like, damn, bro, like, I just don't get that.
Has there been a coach not like that to some degree where it's worked? Mike McDaniel is like an example, but he's like having an awful season this year.
Like a winning coach. I mean, I know Andy Reid. Like, you don't have to be like this boisterous.
No.
You know, you don't have to be that. But you know, you got to be able to just connect some kind of way, man. You got to connect some kind of way. And maybe he does. Maybe he does. I don't know.
I do feel like you have to have a little asshole. Like, I don't know what percentage of the app. And I just don't feel like he has none in him, bro. Like, I don't know.
I mean, when you watch the game, you could tell. Because it's like, some of the mistakes I see week to week, it's like it's happening every week. So I'm like, is anybody holding these guys accountable? Like, I understand the positive reinforcement approach and all that stuff, but there still has to be an accountability aspect to that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you tear a guy down in front of everybody in a tape watching session or nothing like that. But there is accountability you have to implement. Like, look, if you don't do these things, you won't play. You know, like, that's just a fact. Like, you need to be able to communicate that. Juwan Johnson constantly misses blocks in the run game every week. Critical plays that causes the quarterback to get hit, the running back to get tackled for a loss every week. Where's the accountability for that? Where's the accountability for Jack Stoll? Where's the accountability for Cesar Ruiz?
Blake Grupe.
18
points, Wolf.
And then Spencer Rattler have his one bad game, and now it's week to week on him. It's like, damn. Game is the game.
But we don't got no extra kicker coming in at all, bro. No Blake Grupe ain't looking over.
Charlie Smith just chilling on a practice squad cooling.
Jake said Tony Dungy as an example.
That's a good one, yeah.
And who was it? The Lions head coach before they fired him.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell. You can go back in the day, the head coach of, I want to say the Bills, back in the day when they were going to the Super Bowls, very low key guy.
Levy?
Um, Levy, yeah. Is it Levy? I think so. Very low key guy. I mean, it's okay, but man, you got to bring it somewhere else. I'm just saying, if you ain't got it there, you got to bring it somewhere else. And I still have those question marks with Kellen Moore. Still have those question marks.
No, I don't agree with Pete Carroll. Jake is saying Pete Carroll.
Nah,
No,
I mean he's a positive reinforcement guy, but he's like
competing is like the top of his top of his
and
list.
like he's one of the best motivators. Like they got dudes that will swear by Pete Carroll. Like I know he's sucking with the Raiders now, but still, like there are dudes that think Pete Carroll just changed their lives. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they would swear by him. And maybe there's somebody that feels like that about Kellen Moore, but I ain't feeling it yet. I ain't changed my life.
Anyhow, let's hit our last break of the episode as we come back and then recap this emergency podcast episode, SBP. We'll be back right after this break.
Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. This week, I'm looking at Saints versus Bucks and selecting Chris Olave for higher than 50 yards and Baker Mayfield for lower than 3 touchdowns. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code BLOCKPARTY. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
We are back. Just to recap this emergency podcast episode, just talking Saints after the news comes out. Erik McCoy done for the season. Kendre Miller done for the season. Someone in the chat, Renee, asked if they end up going with Shuck, y'all think Rattler starts another game this season? I probably would say no, because Rattler's been through the fire, and Shuck has too, but in a different way. His was more injury related. Rattler's been benched, the whole Caleb Williams things. All things he's dealt with last year. For them to put Tyler Shuck out there and then to bench him, I think that would potentially on a mental thing. That's hard to kind of walk back from with that, because that means that when y'all put him in, he was so bad, that y'all felt that he shouldn't be playing again.
Right.
And that's hard to overcome mentally, no matter who you are as a player. But I feel like with Rattler, they feel like if they bench him, he has mentality that shit, he might go back during the offseason if it's just him and Shuck or another quarterback and just be prepped to win the competition again. Like, I don't know, in terms of like with Shuck, I don't know if he potentially has that mentality. And I think the team would be cautious of that.
Yeah. I mean, and if it did happen, like you say, it would mean that like he is like dumpster fire bad. Can't function, you just can't run the offense. And then it'll be that bad. So, but I don't know. I mean, the door is open now. Kellen put that message out there.
Yep. He said week to week. He said week to week.
So like that was purposeful. Kellen Moore don't say nothing just shooting from the hip, man. Like that was either like a message to Rattler, that was a message to everybody, that was a message to Shuck. Message to Shuck, like, get ready, bro. Like, I don't know what you're doing in practice, but you got to tighten up because we might call on you. You know what I'm saying? And for Rattler, it's like, this rope ain't long, bro. Like, I went when I rewatched the tape, I was hoping like, oh, maybe it'll be better than than the. No, it was worse. I was like, damn. I was like, Rattler was He could have had 8 interceptions in that game. It was terrible. I was like, God,
It was bad, bro.
damn. It was bad, man. Some little positives here and there, but it was a rough game. Those games happen to every single quarterback. From the Hall of Famers to everybody else.
Drake May just had a very somewhat similar, but like against the Steelers. Like I think he fumbled twice, threw 2 intercept.
He's gonna have a stinker,
different.
and he's gonna have another stinker.
Yes.
Like it just happens to every quarterback, but not every quarterback is in Rattler's situation. He has a
there it is
40th overall pick standing behind him. He's a young quarterback that's a 5th round pick, so he just is not afforded. It's like being black. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just not afforded all those extra opportunities, man. Like you got to take advantage of it right now.
Get this. There are some in St. Sort of say, get this DEI quarterback out the starting lineup. Get him out.
DEI out of here. Get my white quarterback. But so it just, it's just the reality of the situation for Spencer. So I hope, I think he's gonna bounce back this week. Going against a tough opponent. We're gonna get on the Bucks later this week, but I think he'll bounce back, man. But he has to. For him, the most important thing for him is to go into that bye week, because you got the Bucks, then the Panthers, then the bye. Go into that bye week on a positive note. How you do that, I don't know if that's beating the Bucks and the Panthers, or if that's like, okay, maybe you don't beat the Bucks, but you play well, like you did in New England, where it's like, okay, he played well. We lost, but played well, and then you beat the Panthers. Go into the bye week with it. But if you go in that bye week, 2 losses, and you still ain't playing well, and you're going interceptions.
Night-nights.
It's curtains, bro. It's curtains.
Night-nights. Last question I'll ask as we wrap this up. Alfred asked, so we're going 1-8, right? Probably.
Probably. Wait, what are we now? 1-6 or 1-7? 1-6.
1-6. So basically, just asking about the Bucks and the Panthers game. If they gonna drop those 2.
I mean, the Panthers are weird, bro. Like, they could beat you. Like they could beat you for sure. So,
the one thing with the Panthers, and this is like 2 weeks away, but they have a very impressive run game. Like they had Rico Dowdle getting about almost 200 yards and almost in back-to-back games.
Unreal.
So unreal. It all goes back to, we've been asking this for 5+ years. It's like, what's the vision of the team? What's the identity of the team? At least you can look at Carolina, take away Bryce Young, blah, blah, blah. You could say Dave Canales, to some degree, has helped with Bryce Young in his improvement and has a solid, great run game this season. That's coaching.
Something, bro. Something that ain't there at all.
And you could argue like what Kellen has done with Rattler from how he was last year to this year. That's coaching as well, and in terms of helps his development. I'm not trying to take that away, but I'm saying like overall identity and vision with the team. And Alfred asked, don't we play the Rams after the Bucks? Yes, we do.
So that'll be so it's Bucks, Rams, then Panthers?
No. It's Bucks, Rams, bye week. No, Bucks, Panthers, bye week, Rams.
Then Rams.
For you. So, bro, can you imagine they put Shuck out there at our SBP West Coast meetup in LA against the Rams defensive line? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like I posted on Twitter earlier today, bro. I just go ahead and put them out there, because I'm just tired of some of the Saints fans with the Shuck talk. Like just hear damn. You know what I'm saying? Like just go and see, because I'm just tired of it. Just shut up. Just so y'all can see what he is. Maybe it'd be great. I don't know. Like, but I'm just tired of hearing about it, man. I'm getting tired of the storyline. Like, do y'all understand what this team is right now? Like, the quarterback is like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. It's a bad team. Whoever's going to be back there is just going to struggle. It's not going to look great. It's just a bad team, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not. Like, there's no magic pill to this season. Like, it's just not a good team, bro.
It's not on any level, which is so fun, which is weird. There's like some optimism in that because it's not a good
Yeah.
team, and they have been in so many games except for 2 games against really
Right.
good teams. So I think if there's one thing, if you're a Saints fan, that you want to hold on to in terms of optimism, it's that. Like, it's that
Yeah.
part of it.
You got a young draft class that looks promising. You know, you potentially be having some good high draft picks this coming year and add some more talent. There's a lot of things to be positive about, you know, but like as far as like wins, like the results, as Mickey Loomis like to talk about, it's gonna be hard to come by this year, bro.
It is.
Unless Kellen Moore show me something different, like Kellen Moore start pulling it out, because it's like he has like all these ideas. I love like the trick play, the hook and ladder, and all that stuff. But it's like it's all ideas right now. It's like you still don't know. He still doesn't know how to implement. You know, like he has the ideas, but not the implementation.
Yeah, I don't even know if he knows what his vision of the team, except for offensively, maybe like going up tempo and pushing pace. Like besides that, like I don't know.
That's it. That's it right there. You just pointed it out. Like we fast paced offense.
Woo.
What's the little video? He just shaking. He ain't moving fast. That's the Saints offense, bro.
Mark asked where to go. I think the question is basically, are they on the level of the Jets and the Dolphins? I don't think they're that bad.
You don't think they're that bad?
I don't think they're that bad. Now, I could be proven wrong, but I do think they're like if you talk about Jets, Dolphins, Titans, Saints, I think they're like the best team out of that 4. Oh, and the Raiders.
Ooh, Raiders bad, boy.
I think they're like the best team out of those 5 teams, which puts them at what, like 28th overall, like 28th in terms of like if we're doing like a power ranking. I think 27th, 28th, yeah, 27th.
I think that's fair.
They're like the 27th team in the NFL. So
that's fair.
Yay, I guess. I don't. Hashtag we're not the Jets, which we've been saying also for like we've been saying that since Jonathan Vilma said it, bro. That was years ago.
Long time. I'm surprised by it. I'm surprised by the Jets.
He tweeted it and then he deleted it, but
it's classic, man.
Classic, bro. Hashtag we're not the Jets. How does that change next year if quarterback doesn't get solved? Mark, this team is so far like if you were to like this team is so like I don't know, man. Like even like Drake May, Jayden Daniels, you put that quarterback rookie season, second year on this team, they probably have what 1 to 2 more wins, but it's just a bad team, and that's something we'll talk about it more as the draft gets closer, and we're gonna have just numerous conversations on it. But you have to really weigh. This is going to be so fascinating in terms of like what they grade this upcoming quarterback class in terms of where they are versus other players in the draft versus the quarterbacks that they have on the team. That's where all the minutia comes in, because you can make the argument, you put Dante Moore, you put Mendoza on the team, whoever, are they going to just step in and just be like a magic elixir?
Like on this team?
Like even like at least like if you make the argument with the Browns, it's like, oh, the Browns got a defense, at least they got a run game with Quinton Jones. That makes sense. But like with this team, I don't know. Maybe the option is taking whoever the best player available is, because the team needs talent. They need dogs, they need culture setters on both sides of the ball.
Both sides, bro. You said it, bro. Culture setters. And look, like if you hit right, a couple players can really change your team, man. Like a couple of attitude players, a couple like splash players, some juice can really just change the dynamic of your team, and it kind of reverberates throughout the team. And maybe you make a nice free agency signing here and there, you know, just somebody didn't think would do great that comes in and performs well. And next thing you know is like, okay, now things are coming together. They desperately need something like that. This coming year, this coming all season, they need a really good off season, bro. Really good off season.
It's okay. Mickey Loomis gonna guide us the right way, Wolf.
Mickey got us.
Hashtag Mickey got us. Good Lord. Anyway, we will be back. We just wanted to do this emergency podcast and just check in and talk about the injuries and get y'all all caught up. We're going to be back on Thursday with the Athletic and NFL Daily's own Jordan Rodriguez coming on Thursday. We're going to have our 200th episode celebration and also previewing the Bucks game. So definitely don't miss that. It's going to be a really good episode. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please like and subscribe. Go and listen to that SBP Reloaded episode, that Bucks Saints episode. It will put a smile on your face. I guarantee you.
I'm telling you, it will.
Oh, the good days. We'll be back on Thursday. Be back on Thursday. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. With that, we are out.
Peace.